Live. So I have some pictures I was willing to show you, was going to show you in my previous video, but of course we ran out of time. I couldn't show you all the pictures, but I remember one picture. That was the last picture we saw. These guys are, of course, I believe these are Nusra, same guys who took power in Syria. Al-Nusra is a branch from ISIS, and ISIS is a branch from Al Qaeda. We are talking about Syria now directly. This is the last day of 2025. I'm wiping out the screen because I get some dust while I'm talking. So this is an Al Nusra fighters, and this is something in the air above them. I suspect this is a spaceship of belonging to the so-called Galactic Federation. These guys, they have something to do, some kind of relation with the Galactic Federation. We know the Galactic Federation are extraterrestrial, but these guys, they are affecting everybody in the world since they taken over the power in Syria. All their movement is creating controversy, very like they are not they don't have some kind of we don't understand what they are doing trying to do. Really, we are not understanding what these guys want to do. Do they want Islamic Khalifa in Syria? They want war with Israel. They want to be friends with Israel. They want. We don't really know all this stuff. It's been 1 year. We don't really know what they want. They want peace in Syria. They are willing to live with other minorities like Kurds, Alawites, Druze, Christians, or they wanna wipe them out. We need to know all these answers. We need to have answer to all these questions. We have stuff happening in Syria each day with people killed. So this situation should not continue. So I beg President Trump to take a look in Syria and talk with President Erdogan, Turkey, because he's friend with the new president Ahmad al-Shara. So to work out some kind of solution, because people, Syrian people, are living in fear. They don't dare to go out. Maybe during the day, but at night they don't dare. Troops everywhere in Latakia, in Syria, northern city, in Alawite cities, coastline, northern Syria, northern West Syria. People cannot go out. They are not. There's curfew. They cannot go out. They are not allowed to go out. The Alawites. A child was attacked. That's just because he was an Alawite kid. So I beg you, President Trump, if you're listening to this one, please help Syrian people. Please help. Do something about this stuff. Talk to your friend Al Shara. Ask him to chill down. It is not good. Still 1 year, we have people killed in Syria each day. Each day. So they want to sacrifice Syrian people. The Syrian people is not Assad. They have some problem with Assad. The Western countries, America, Israel, Netanyahu, they don't like Assad. President former Assad, he was friend with Hezbollah in Lebanon with Iran. And although he did never fought against Israel, but he supported these guys. But the Syrian people, there is not Assad. You cannot blame the Syrian people for what Assad have done. Why you are doing this in the holy land of Syria? As if nobody cares. Nobody. I'm just talking. I've been talking a lot of times about the situation in Syria. Nobody cares, and I care because it's a holy land. just because that, and I care for Christians, Syrian Christians, and all Syrians. I care for them, but I'm very worried for the Christians. So we have a suicide bombing, today. They said the suicide bombing against the Syrian army. They suspect ISIS, but it's not confirmed. We have explosions and gunshots reported yesterday near the presidential palace in Damascus. Somebody is targeting the new president Ahmed al-Sharia or some kind of assassination. We don't really know what's going on. Situation is very, very bad in Syria. Somebody needs to do something about the situation in Syria. This must not continue in Syria in 2026. You're gonna get lot problems everywhere because of the Syria situation. And President Trump, he is talking about how happy he is with President Erdogan. He said President Erdogan has achieved something in 1,000 years when he had this conference with the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu. So 1,000 years, 2,000 years. Yeah, what what is what is going on? 1,000 years. So I'm not understanding what 1,000 years about, because for 1,000 years ago the whole Syria was Christian. And you know that the whole Syria, and then Islam came for 1,000 years ago, and now Islam is back in Syria, and Islam will wipe out Christianities in Syria. Is that what you're talking about, President Trump? If that is what you are happy for, I'm very sad to tell you Syria will remain a Christian country, although a lot of Christian people in living in Syria are becoming very, very few. And if you're happy for your friend President Erdogan, just because you are um, against Christians in Syria, is that what you are trying to say, President Trump? Because if that is what you are trying to say, you are putting yourself in a corner. You know that, President Trump. So let's hope what I have heard was a misunderstanding. I believe you want Syrian people to live peacefully, and I believe you want the same for the Christians in Syria, President Trump. If that's what you want, please, you need to clarify what you have said about Syria, because otherwise you are giving this, you are indirectly helping ISIS, fundamentalists, extremists in Syria, President Trump. And this will not, the American people will never forgive you for that one, President Trump. So you need to know that a lot of people, they love the Syrians, and especially the Christians, because these are real Syrians. They have been Syrians in 2,000 years. And you're allowing ISIS to kill them. Just let remember, for 1 week, 2 weeks ago, Americans have been killed in Syria by ISIS. So where's your fight against ISIS, President Trump? You need to continue fighting against ISIS. So that's all for you, President Trump. And this year, the worst year in Syria. Terrible situation in Syria. Not a lot of killed people, but chaos, problem, havoc, slaughter, genocide, you name it. Everything has happened in Syria, and we don't have a situation better than last year. It's much worse. It's much worse. ISIS are ruling the streets, President Trump. So that's for you, President Trump. Netanyahu, you cannot forgive what the Druze community in Israel has done for you, for Israel. And their brothers in Syria, very, very near you, are being attacked. And you are just watching. You should do something about the situation in southern Syria, Netanyahu, because otherwise you're gonna get problem at home. The Druze in the Israeli army will not look to you the same as they did before because you are not helping their brothers in Syria. The Druze community needs to be helped. The Alawite community they need to be helped. Even the Christians are being uh, treated very, very badly because of these ISIS elements that are in the government, are in the mindset of these people ruling Syria. So either you take rid of this mindset or you pick somebody else. Just like that, President Trump. It is for you. I'm not trying to teach you how to treat Syria, but we know from history, you cannot play with fire and not get your fingers burned. So this is for you, President Trump. I wish you luck, but you need to deal with Syria very, very cautiously, very, very like professionally, because if you don't control Syria, you're gonna lose a lot. Like we're talking about 2011 to 25, and Syria is becoming worse. And this situation you will, if you lose control, the whole Arab Muslim world, you're gonna get ISIS everywhere and stuff like that, and Europe will not be safe, and the whole so-called Western world will not be safe because you are not dealing with ISIS like you should have dealt with. You are sleeping with ISIS, unfortunately. So we move on. This is 20 December. So this is 20 December, 1534, 38. So this is 3 p.m. And this is 20 December. Here we see Spaceship of King Anu, of course, coming up. So here we see it. So yeah, so I was listening to President Trump with Netanyahu, Prime Minister Netanyahu. So we have this object here. We don't know what it is. We need to do the cloud test and the moon test. There's something here. I don't know what it is. Really. Spaceship of King Anu here. So very bad for Syria. A suicide bomber kills one police and injure many. So here we have Spaceship of King Anu. We're gonna take this picture because we don't have any reflection around. And we're gonna put this one on the thumbnail. So see how it's doing? See this structure, people? So also Spaceship of King Anu. This one we're gonna take also as well. So nobody is supposed to be sitting at home and afraid to go out. But in Syria, please don't go out, especially tonight. If you are Christian or Muslim, this doesn't really matter. if you go out to celebrate like new Happy New Year and ISIS come and you don't do that. You don't have anybody to blame but yourself. You don't go out to celebrate New Year in Syria, a Christian land, first Christian land from where you have Christianity spreading. We all know that President Trump is not Christian, and he said that, and he celebrated Hanukkah and stuff like that. So because of that, maybe we see some kind of like Erdogan, Netanyahu, they're gonna become like, what about Christians in Syria? President Trump, you don't take a notice. You don't understand Syria to Christianity. Americans are Christian. They care about Syria, I believe. I hope that. Otherwise, Christianity will separate. Christians people will separate. And the Western world will fall because of that. We don't want that. Not Trump, President Trump. You don't want Islam be spreading in Europe. Is that what you want? Because seems like you are trying to do this by taking out Syria. Because you are supporting this terrorist, Ahmed al-Shar, who have slaughtered thousands of Syrians, killed thousands of Americans, and a lot of innocent people in Europe. So, Spaceship of King Anu, sorry, I've been shouting, but I cannot stand a terrorist in the Holy Land. I cannot stand a terrorist ruling in the Holy Land. Spaceship of King Anu, the Most High. So I said like this, I don't really care. I don't care. They are killing Christians in Syria. They said, you know what they said on the news? The suicide bomber was going to the Christians celebrating New Year, and the police, they stopped him because he was going to kill Christians, and there's two other suicide bombers heading to bomb the Christians gathering in the square to celebrate. This is what they said. How can it be like that? They are threatening Christians. They are listening to the news and say, oh, if you go out tonight, you're gonna be slaughtered. Suicide bomber by ISIS. This is what I'm saying on the news, Syrian news. Read the news. Read Al Jazeera. This is terrible, terrible, horrific. It is New Year's Eve. People are celebrating. People are drunk in Europe and America. And in Syria, they don't dare to go out. This is because of you, President Trump. Failed policies. So let's hope next year will be better. I'm so pissed. I'm sorry I'm shouting. So let's move on. This is Spaceship of King Anu. And we want peace, but I cannot stand more blood in Syria. Spaceship of King Anu, the Most High. Gonna read the news and stuff like that. So a terrorist, just because a lot of countries are paying money, so they put this guy in power. Just they pay a lot of money to put this terrorist in power to slaughter Syria. Shame on everybody who support this guy. They're gonna burn in hell soon. Everybody. From the biggest top dogs to the lowest. All they are supporting terrorists in Syria. Shame on them for real. Spaceship of God, Anu, the Most High. You have Netanyahu, he bombed. Prime Minister Netanyahu, he bombed this terrorist. He bombed his troops, ISIS. But he never touched Syria anymore. Why? Most probably got paid as well. These rich countries, they pay money. Just leave this guy alone. Leave this terrorist alone. He's our guy. We have a plan. We want to destroy Syria. You know. So, anyways, we continue. I don't wanna be like this. Very sad on New Year's Eve. Spaceship Okeanos, but the situation is it's horrible, horrible. Spaceship Okeanos here. Still don't have a lot of dust on the screen. So I don't know what to say, but very bad situation indeed. So let's read the news here. It's been already 20 minutes. So here we have it. This guy here. Security forces arrested the two individuals who attacked the Alawite kid Hamza Hassan in Damascus countryside yesterday. These are guys attacked the Alawite kid just because he was Alawite. This is we have Sunni ruling Syria and we have the Alawites. Former President Assad, he was an Alawite, so all the Alawite community is being targeted because of the former president who was pro-Russia, and he escaped and left his people being slaughtered by the new government in Syria with the blessing of the international community. You name it. Very, very unreal stories. So this is yesterday, people. You see, so breaking heavy gunfire and explosion reported near People's Palace in Damascus. Updates we provided. So maybe somebody tried to assassinate this new president, Ahmad al-Shara. Reports of intense gunfire and possible explosion has emerged from the vicinity of People's Palace, also known as Presidential Palace in the Syrian capital of Damascus. The incident, which unfolded early today, has sparked unconfirmed speculation of an assassination attempt targeting a prominent figure close to the I cannot say this word, President Ahmed al-Shara. So, very bad situation. We are hoping Prime Minister Netanyahu will help the Druze community because we don't need to know. We already know they are they are being treated like very bad because of the mindset in the head of the new president in Syria. According to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights and local open sources intelligence accounts, an improvised explosive device IED was detonated along the Almazi People's Palace Road as unidentified convoy approached the palace, which overlooks the city from the Mount Kasyoun. This was immediately followed up by heavy exchange of gunfire in the surrounding area, including near the Mazde 86 neighborhood. Videos circulating on social media platforms appear to capture the sound of rapid gunfire through the exact sources. So we have here this one. So suicide bombing today. Not the first one, of course not, but like we have another one, like I don't know, it was suicide bombing against a church. They blew up a church, they blew up a mosque, and So not a lot of suicide bombing, but more like battles and yeah, terrific stuff. Suicide bomber kills at least one police officer in Syria's Aleppo. Officers say a terrorist detonated suicide belt as officer protecting New Year's Eve festivals. You see, Christians were celebrating and then they attacked, tried to detain him. A suicide bombing targeted a group of Syrian police officers in the city of Aleppo, killing one member of the security forces and wounding two others. The official news agency Sana reported Syria Interior Ministry spokesman Nuruddin al-Baba told Al-Ikhbariya TV the original target of the attack on Wednesday was likely a church gathering in the city Bab al-Faraj neighborhood. We were able to thwart this attack, although unfortunately the martyrdom of one of our colleagues is great loss, al-Baba. So Aleppo government administrations you're hearing they are shooting like fireworks, celebrating. Nothing to celebrate about. Nothing. I'm against this stuff, against this fireworks. It's not people celebrating while people in Gaza are like starving, and people put the money instead for sending money to Gaza to help people in Gaza, children drowning, sleeping in tents, drowned by rain. Seriously, man, seriously. Gather all the money for the fireworks and help the people in Gaza. Shame on you for it. So see here, it is very, very upset news. On Sunday, deadly clashes erupted by Alawite demonstration and counter protests that erupted across several. Oh, they are bringing again Assad. He is not in Syria, okay? He is in Russia. Leave this guy alone. Leave this guy. It has been 1 year. Why didn't he have to take his followers in prison? Why? Because they are failure. Because the new president is a failure. He cannot take the loyalists to prison, and he declared victory. What kind of victory? He cannot even control Syria. He does not control Syria. He does not control eastern Syria. He does not control southern Syria. And now the Alawites in northern and western Syria are protesting. So what kind of a rule is that? Very, very terrible. Failure. I'm fed up with this guy. That's all. That's all. Separately, U.S. forces carried out strikes in central Syria. Yeah, and they're still coming. And they're hitting and suicide bomber. And the Americans been how long time been in Syria, Americans? And still being killed. So failure. Sorry, man. Sorry again. But just, I should be enjoying myself, but I feel with the Syria. I feel with people in Gaza, in Syria. Okay? Doesn't really matter. Was it the Muslim Brotherhood who started the whole thing, all this thing? He's a terrorist, but the ordinary people, they don't have to suffer because of the terrorists. Understand? Just like the Alawites have been suffering just because the former president Assad, he was an Alawite and he was bad against the Kurds. And because I like explained for last time, it's called the Arabic state, Syria. It is the Kurds are not Arabs; they are excluded. Understand? That's why they don't want to fix this problem with the Kurds. So this is ethnic. This is sectarian. This is racial. you name it. You have all these elements in Syria, and voila, here comes the suicide bombers. ISIS. We have also an earthquake in Syria. So God is watching. We have a suicide bombing today in Syria. Yesterday we have a explosion near the palace, and we have Alawites being harassed. We have seen people killed 3 days ago in Latakia, in a lot of cities. Have casualties, injured. We have a mosque being bombed, a church being bombed. We have the slaughter in the Alawites in the month of March. We have the slaughter in Druze community in the last summer. You you name it. This is what I remember. In 1 year, all this stuff happened. In 1 year, you don't see CNN, Fox News talk about this stuff. Why? Because they know that it's a failure. It is a failure. So now, just like I told you, Americans taking out troops from Iraq. If they take out the troops from Syria, everybody will say, oh, that was because of ISIS. Just like they left Afghanistan. They want to bring this, oh, we cannot fight against these Muslim jihadists. We're going to lose the battlefield. We're going to lose, President Trump. This is why. You want to go back to Afghanistan? Do it before it's too late, because ISIS are winning and Western world is losing. We see that in Syria. Bring a regime that is actually ISIS and put it in the middle of the Holy Land, and ask Prime Minister Netanyahu to calm down. See, this is failure. I see it already. It is failure. So I'm free to say what I want to. Nobody can stop me. Nobody's watching. I'm pro-Trump. Otherwise, I was very happy when he bombed ISIS. Today, I'm not so sure about. I'm not so happy today, because every time when ISIS hit, a lot of people will be excited. So if they hit today, they're gonna hit tomorrow. If they are, if they succeed, of course, just like they hit when they hit in Australia. That was two Americans killed day before, so they got excited and they went killing the Jews. Understand? So now when they have killed one soldier or police, tomorrow they are already planning a new one, and the new one maybe Europe, maybe Jews, Israeli. Understand? So President Trump, if you just ignore all this stuff and let these guys do whatever in Syria, they're gonna get excited, and you don't want that, President Trump. This is for you, President Trump. This is failure, failure in Syria. After 1 year, this is what I believe, and it's not looking good. This guy had 1 year, and he failed. You need to bring the other one. You need to bring another guy. He had already 1 year. He failed. He's out. He's finished. He cannot wait 1 year, another 1 year, and ISIS will, they're gonna populate Syria. They have, they are, they are, they have created heaven. They have created bases. They are controlling the streets in Syria. Okay, and nobody's bothering them. They do whatever. Only when they kill, We hear that in the news. But when they do other stuff like rape, steal, harass, we don't hear that stuff. Understand? They can do whatever in Syria. Nobody said to them, why do you do like that? And why did you take this woman, rape her, and why you have made her to your sex slave? Why you rape this boy or girl? Why you stolen the money from the shop? Why you go in a fair in the shop and they kill the owner and take the money? And nothing happens. And when they take the police, they take the people. They never come back. So this is Syria. 4.3 magnitude earthquake in Latakia. We had this escalation protest in Latakia, and this happens yesterday, 1 day ago. See, so anybody who's watching me now or be watching, never hear about the stuff in MSM. Why? Because the Battle of Armageddon. Anytime now, we are preparing in Gaza. We have 59 countries preparing to meet uh, to gather troops. We know the Mount of Zion mentioned in the Holy Bible Revelation. We know that the angelic beings coming down, called also Anunnaki or fallen Anunnaki, fallen angels. These cannot be determined as good ones because some people they claim they're gonna be reptilians and extraterrestrials from the planet Nibiru. They will land on the Mount Zion, and 59 countries are preparing to battle, take them out. So how are we gonna battle the reptilians supposedly coming from the planet Nibiru, also called the Dragon Planet? We don't know their intentions, but better to be prepared than to be unprepared. The United Nations are trying to bring all countries. We have Prime Minister Netanyahu. He said no to President Erdogan. Turkey will not be allowed. Also, Russia. They have excluded Russia and Turkey. The rest, all countries are welcome in Gaza to start the Battle of Armageddon, but not Turkey and not Russia. So these guys, of course, Iran, not considered as a nation that will join the community. They are not in the community, like international community, to fight against the battle of Armageddon. So they are not welcome in Gaza. All other countries, we have a lot of Muslim countries, Arab countries, all gathering in Gaza. Yes, they say these guys, reptilian planet, they call them Hamas, and